Hello everybody, happy Friday. I hope everybody's having a blessed day today. Blessings to everyone. I feel blessed, thank you God, always on my side and always provides. So today for dinner, let me pick up my bag because this sure fell down. Okay. So today for dinner I'm going to make some roasted pork chops with some of these little things, Brussels sprouts. Okay, roasted veggies with the pork in the oven. I do not want to fry today. So I'm making a mixed up rice, and I like to put corn, Spam, and little tiny hot dog slices. I'm going to be using some sofrito and some garlic is for the veggies here. It's already melting. I need to move it. I'll just put it right there because that's where I'm going to use it. So I'm going to make some rice and some salchichas and Spam and the mixed up rice. So let me show you what I'm going to do first. First I'm going to season these pork chops and then I'll start on the rice, okay? So what do I want to do? I have my pan already here, and what I want to do is put the pork chops in there. I didn't season them yet, but I will in a few minutes. So just want to lay them out really quick. There we go. So I'd rather grill them than fry them today. This sofrito, I'm going to put this on my can right here for a minute. So I'm going to take that and that little bit of garlic. Let me put this away. Okay, I'm going to put the garlic in there. See, I have a nice piece of crushed garlic. Fresh crushed garlic. And I'm going to add some sazon to that. And I'm also going to get my salt. I'm going to add a little salt to that. Okay, that's good. That's about 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm going to add a little bit of the lemon and the herb. Just a little like that. And I'm going to get my pepper. Add some pepper to that. That's a lot, but that's good enough. And I don't need any garlic powder because I already have, so I'm thinking that that's good like that. All I need to do is get my oil, and I gotta put a little oil in this pan right here so I could get a good marinade. That's good right there. So I have everything in there, and I'm gonna wash these because I didn't get a chance to wash them yet, so I'm gonna wash them and I'll be back. Okay, so I washed my Brussels sprouts. They're all nice and clean now. So I'm gonna wait a few minutes before I put it in. And my garlic is just about softened now. It's softened up, it defrosted. So now I have a good little mix to put on top of the pork chops. So let's just incorporate all these little clumps in there. All right, so I'm gonna put it there a little bit. Some right here, some right there, some there. Make sure it all gets nice and marinated. All right, so that looks good there. Now I'm gonna flip them over. Gotta get the other side. Take these little pieces out or they'll burn. Okay. There we go. Now we got them all nice and separated there. And I'm going to throw my Brussels sprouts on them. Like that. And spread them out a little bit. And I'm just going to take all this and jump it all over. Okay, that's about all I can get. So let's just take the rest out with my finger and let's give them a little swish, a nice little swish around. So my oven is already turned on and I cut them in halves, the big ones and the little tiny ones. I just left them alone right there. So I'm just gonna put them on the corners, facing down. Make sure they all face down so you can get a nice little roast on the top. And now I'm gonna wash my hands real quick and then I'm gonna put this in the oven and it's gonna bake at about 35 minutes. 35 minutes at about 400. Okay, so let's put this in. Let me wash my hands first. Okay, so my hands are clean. Let's put this in the oven because my oven is already turned on, and I can get rid of this. And I could make my big pot. I'm gonna put it right there. And my rice is already washed, so I'm gonna turn on my pan. It doesn't want to work today. Okay. Don't worry, not a problem. It's not a problem. There we go. Alright, so my pot is on, and I'm about to cut these, well, I'm going to cut these in pieces, and I'm going to open these 2 cans. So let me get my can open. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I opened up my can and drained out the juice on that. I have a can of the corn with sea salt. I'm not going to throw the juice out on that. I have my tomato paste. So the first thing I want to do is add my sofrito in there. And I want to get that all blended up. I'm just going to add a little oil to it. Small amount of oil. Even though I made it with oil, but just need a little bit more to break it up. Okay, so we're moving. Yes, the camera's open. Alright, so I didn't have to dice these because they were already diced, but I did add a little can, a small one to it. And now what I want to do is I just want to cut little tiny cubes. Make them into little tiny bite-sized pieces, really small, not big, because I want it to go all throughout the rice. Alright, so I cut them in slices, and now what I do is I cut them diagonal, like this, and I'm going to raise my heat a little bit because it's too high. So, one more time after this, and do I have it here? No, okay. Alright, so that's it. Now I'm going to chop little tiny slices. I'm going to slice them sideways. I hope you could see okay from there. Alright, so I'm cutting them into little tiny cubes, small cubes. Like I said, I want it to go all around the rice. So I only used half a can of Spam. I didn't need the whole thing. I mean, that is more than enough to go around the rice. So I'm going to put this away, and we'll have it with eggs in the morning. So let me put this in, right? And that's going. Okay, so I'm just going to mix this up. I want it to already break up. It's going to cook up nicely. I'm going to throw my salchichas in there. And like I said, it just had a tiny little bit of water. I drained most of it out. So I'm going to let that come up like that. And let's see, I'm going to add that. And I'm going to add my ham. I'm going to stir fry this all together. Hopefully it comes up again to a boil quickly. And we're going to stir fry it. My cutting board is clean, and this is going to be real simple but really delicious. So I'm going to add a sazon so it could start frying up and bringing out all those good flavors right there, and that's good. So put that to the side, and we're just waiting for this to come up to a nice stir fry. Once I see a nice little bubble action going on, like it's getting a little bit of stir fry, then I'll add in my tomato sauce, and last I'll add in my corn just before I'm going to throw in the rice. So let this cook up a little bit. Let this cook up a little bit, and then we can add the rest of the stuff and the seasonings. Look at this nice sizzle effect we got going on here. Nice and done. It's not going to stir fry, but it got really good incorporated with all the sofrito, the sofrito, which is onion, garlic, pepper, cilantro, culantro, and little he says, all those little things. And this is ready for me to throw in the water. I mean, not the water, the tomato sauce. I'm gonna add some water to this can. Okay, I added a whole cup of water, but I'm not gonna put it in yet. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait till this comes up to a nice little bubble, so I know that my tomato sauce is all cooked up already. Okay, so we gotta wait on that. So give it a minute. I'll be back. Okay, this is bubbling up really nicely, as you can see. It already started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of oil to it because I want my rice to cook up really nice. So I'm gonna add about 2 big tablespoons of oil, about that much. And I'm gonna give it a little mix. Get that oil nice and incorporated into that. And then I'm going to grab some ingredients. I didn't put anything in here. So I put the sazon. That's about the only thing it has. Since it's boiling up so much, this is a good time to let me know that my tomato sauce already cooked up. So it's nice and cooked, you can tell. Because it got thick. The sauce got nice and thick. It's not soft and runny anymore. Okay, so now my sauce is cooked up really nice. I'm just going to throw the whole can, water and all, because I want that sweetness that was sitting in that water to go into my rice. So that's my first cup. You could say that's my first little adding of water. Okay, so I'm going to let this come up again to a nice boil. It's going to do it relatively fast, but we just got to wait on it. When it starts boiling really nicely, I'll add the water and then I'll add the rice. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay, so that's like sizzling up a storm right here, right now. So this is a good time for me to add my water with the little bit of tomato sauce that was in there. And now I'm going to add some seasonings because I didn't add any seasonings. So let's just... Here goes my can of cream. Safe. Alright, so I'm going to add a little bit of salt. About a teaspoon of salt. Or maybe a little teaspoon and a half of salt. I want that rice to taste so yummy. And I'm going to add a little bit of pepper to that water. Oops, wrong side. Don't want to make that mistake. Okay, so here we go. A little bit of pepper in there. And I'm also going to add a little bit of minced onions because it's going to be so good. Just a little bit of minced onions. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit of my garlic butter and herb, which really doesn't need it, but I like adding a little bit to it anyway. It's not much, just a little shaky there. And I think that's about it. So let's give this another mix. Did I just spill it all over? Yes, I did. Oh no. Okay, so let's bring this back up into a boil, which should happen in a few minutes because I added sufficient amount of water. I got a hangnail. Alright, so we're waiting. See? It's almost coming to a boil, so I don't even have to wait that long. It's coming along just fine. Alright, so let's just wait on it just a little bit. Okay, so there you go. I want it to really start bubbling up because as soon as I put this rice in there, it's going to get all cold again. So let it be nice and hot. Very hot. It's already starting to bubble. You can see a little bubble action going on there. But let's get it really hot. It's going to be really hot within another 2 minutes. Okay. Okay. This is boiling really nicely. Very beautiful, I must say. But I made a mistake. I didn't add my olives. But that's okay. Let me get this hair down somewhere. It's okay. It's not a problem. Let's get some olives in there. Not a lot, but at least we added some, because it just gives it that extra little good taste. Okay, so we have that, and let's just give it 2 little spoons of the brine, and that should do it. Now, you see it's all good and nice and bubbled up. So it's ready for my rice now. Definitely ready for the rice now. So let's throw the rice in. And this is 2.5 cups of rice. It looks like a lot, but I measured it, and as you can see, it needs a little bit of water. There's not enough water for this, but it doesn't need much, but it needs a little more. So I brought a just in case little 1/2 cup, and I'm just gonna put it in here so I could grab all the rice. And this is just another extra 1/2 cup of rice. So I'll move that to the side, and that's exactly what it needed. Just 1 little 1/2 cup of rice. I mean 1/2 a little cup of water to it. So I'm sure you, if you follow along, you'll hear the instructions as how much water I put in this. So I want this rice to be nice and loose, little granules. I don't want it to be all clumped up and sticky. I want it nice and, like I said, I wish I had a piece of foil, because foil gives it the moisture that it needs, because once it starts getting hot, the aluminum foil makes it all nice and red and sweaty. So, I mean, not sweaty, but it creates moisture. That's really good, helps the rice along. So right now I'm just gonna wait a few minutes until I see that it's really hot and that it came to a nice boil. And then I'm gonna lower the heat really low to about medium low. And then I'm gonna let that cook for about maybe 15 to 25 minutes, anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. I think that'll be better. So you see, it has a little bit of action going on. Let me put away my little olives. Okay, so it's almost ready. And then it's just a waiting game from here. Process is done. So you see that? When you hardly see any more water, that's a good sign. When you hardly see any liquid, that's a good sign where you can cover it. If you cover it now, when it needs to bubble up, then it'll just make your rice sticky. So it's gonna suck up whatever it needs to soak up right now. This is like the soak process, okay? So it looks really good. I'm just gonna give it about 3 minutes and I'll be back. Okay, so you see what's going on here? Everything is bubbling up. I waited a few minutes and you can see that it has absorbed mostly all the water now. You have very little water, and that's when you want to cover it, okay? When it has very little water. So I think this is good right now. You really can't see any liquid in there anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover it. I'm just going to flatten this down a little bit. Like so. Perfect. And I'm going to cover it with my hand. And I'm going to lower the flame to a medium low. And this is going to cook up for like 25 minutes, okay? So it's a waiting game. We'll be back. Hi everybody. Are you ready to see what this deliciousness looks like? Let's see. Yum, yum. Look at that. To perfection. I didn't even mix it once. So this is going to be the first mix. Look at it. Nice and flaky. Nothing sticky. I love when the rice comes out like that. Very nice. This looks delicious. What do you think, guys? Does it look good? I wish you could try some. Yeah. So that's it. This rice is ready. I'm gonna turn it off because it's done, and I'm gonna serve a plate. But we didn't check out the pork chops. We gotta see how they look, right? All right, so let's just leave this to the side right there, uncovered. Oh no, there's a mess. Okay, so let's just leave this right there. Oh, it smells so good. Like heaven in a cup, in a bowl. All right, let's take out the pork chops and Brussels sprouts and see what that looks like. There you go. There you go. Look at those pretty little Brussels sprouts. And that meat has been in there about 35, almost 40 minutes. So it means that meat is so tender. So very, very tender. Let me get a fork. Let's see if what I say is true, that it's very, very tender. Let's see. See? Very tender. You can take a piece out right with a fork. Yes, I am tempted. But it's yummy, yummy, yummy. That's so good. Alright, so let's serve this baby up. And I just love a good slice of tomato, don't y'all? Don't y'all love a big tomato? So I have some sliced tomato there. Stay there. I'm ready to serve. I'm going to shut this oven off. Here goes my pretty plate. And I'm going to style it up really nice. That tomato keeps falling. I'm going to style it up real nice like they do in restaurants. And put it in a cute little bowl. So that'll be the bottom. Make sure you have a lot of the good stuff showing on the bottom of the bowl. So let's filly this up. Oh, so beautiful. Okay, so I think that's good. Just like that. Let's pack it in, right? And let's put it on my plate, like so. Oh, so beautiful. Okay, so let's go. So we want some Brussels sprouts, right? So let's get a nice piece of pork chop out of here. Look at that beautiful piece of pork chop right there. Delicious. And I'm gonna grab, let me get it. Can I shake it off? Okay, I can shake it off. I'm gonna grab a couple of Brussels sprouts and put them right there next to it. Just like so. And I'm thinking put another little pork chop in here. Yeah, we could put another little pork chop in there. There you go. How does that look? That looks good. One of the crunchy pieces. Oh yeah, baby. Now that's looking really nice. Don't forget a little slice of tomato right next to the rice because it's nice. So we'll put one little slice of tomato. No, let's make it 2 little slices of tomato. This looks so delicious. Better than the restaurant. Homemade. What do you want? Do it yourself. Follow my videos, okay? So I hope you like this recipe. I hope you try it out. Hope your family loves it. And thank you for watching. I hope everybody has a beautiful, blessed day in the name of Jesus. And thank you for this food. And everybody have a beautiful day. Like, comment, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss any more of my videos. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, everyone. Bye. Happy Friday. Look at that bowl of perfection. Have a good weekend.